Hello YouTube. Got some updates for you on the cube tank today. So first we're going to start with the obvious. Again, apologize for the cloudy water. I'd stirred up some sand as I was putting these new corals in and kind of trying to get them to stay in the sand. But some of that cloudiness is still from before, so it had gotten better, but it was still just a little bit cloudy. So I'm going to see if I can use like one of the Dr. Tim's clear up products to see if that'll help clear up some of the finer cloudiness. So let's dive in here. So the first one is this hammer here. Most of these are LPSs with I think one exception, but pretty good looking hammer. It looks more yellow on the camera here than it does in real life. It's more of a bright green in real life, so looks pretty cool under the blue lights here. Got two good sized heads and then a third head that's coming in at the bottom there, so I'm pretty pleased with that one. It opened up pretty quickly. I mean, it's still not totally open, but those little bit of tentacles opened up pretty quickly, so seems pretty healthy. Pretty happy with it. So the next one is this candy cane that's back here. Just like the hammer, it's actually more neon green in real life than it is in on the camera here, but got two heads on that one, looking pretty good. So the next one here, this one I really like, and unfortunately the camera just isn't going to pick up the colors here very well. But this is a scarlet and gray Favites. So quite a few eyes on there. Hopefully that'll grow out. Next up, back here, we've got these an Armor of God Palithoa. You really can't see it with the cloudiness, but it's got kind of a deep purple color. Up front, we've got an acan. This video really isn't doing it justice. It is orange on the outside of the polyps, a pretty bright orange, and then a green center in there. Then up here, this one hasn't opened up yet, but it's a blastomusa. So really looking forward to what that one looks like once it opens up. We've still got the zoas up there, which can't really see through the cloudiness on the camera. And then we've still got the Recordias down here, which are continuing to split off additional heads. There's three total. There's three mouths on there right now, so we'll see how it splits off. And then down here, this one hasn't extended at all, but this is a green star polyps. So what I'm hoping to do is once it opens up and it's acclimated to the tank, I'm going to stick it to that back wall right there with some putty and see if I can't get it to spread on the glass. So we'll see if that works or not. I've seen several tanks where folks were able to get it to do that, and it looked awesome. So hopefully I'll be able to do that. So that's it for the new corals. Pretty stoked to finally have some additional livestock in here. I'm going to keep them on the bottom here while they get acclimated to the light. The brains I'm probably going to keep on the sand at the ground level, and the rest of them I'll move around. The blastomusa I'm going to keep under that shelf so that it's in the shade. but the rest of them I'll be moving around. All of these came from TidalGardens.com, so pretty pleased with the frags that came through. So again, most of them have already opened up, at least partially, several of them completely, and extended. The green star polyps and the blastomussa are the only exception there. Oh, sorry about the light there. And I wish you could see the pallies better, because they really look fantastic. But good sized frag there. So I think there are 6 polyps on there, and I think it was advertised at like 3 or 4 polyps. So got more than I was expecting. So awesome. So the other addition, or the other changes, are down in the sump area. So we'll get down in here. So first, I pulled out the carbon filter pad that was sitting in there, and just stuck some of the smaller live rocks back there. So on the shelf that's back in there. And second, I moved the overflow so that it's pumping into that back chamber there, rather than just into the front of the tank over there. And then I stuck a little media reactor, tiny little media reactor back there, with some biobeads. So haven't had a problem with phosphates. Nitrates are still pretty high, so hoping that that's going to help with some of that, as well as get rid of any of the other nasty stuff that's in there. But now the water's flowing. It's starting off here, so that it pretty much all gets into the, as much as possible is getting into the media reactor. Flows over some live rock. There's some additional live rock that's underneath there. Then either flows out over that overflow, and this is, I need to put some additional water in here. Got a ton of evaporation today, so this is a lot emptier than it was this morning. It's been pretty warm here. And then anything that can't keep up with, I've got the overflow that, a little spout that the pump that was originally back there was flowing into. So everything else is still the same, but this does clear up a fair bit of space down here, because there's not quite as much live rock down there in the main chamber of the refugium / sump thing, whatever you want to call it. So I'm probably just going to call it a refugium, since that is the main goal of it. But yeah, so those are the updates for today. I've also got some more of the cleanup crew coming. There's a handful of snails, a couple of hermits, small hermits. We'll see how they do with the corals. I've seen kind of mixed reports on how hermits do with corals. So we'll see how they do. If they end up picking at the corals, then I'll have to get rid of them, or I'll just throw them down in the refugium. But from most of what I've read, if they're well fed, then they hopefully they won't go after the corals. So, and then I've also got a boxer shrimp that's coming in. So also pretty excited to have some movement in the tank from that once it's here. Probably still going to be a while before I add any actual fish. My main focus really is going to be the coral, but I figure the shrimp will be a nice little addition to again create some movement. So yeah, but any comments, suggestions, definitely welcome. But thanks for watching.